What a beautiful sight, right? Soldier Field in all her magnificent glory. Opening weekend of the NFL season. I hope you fans are ready to get this season started because we sure are. It's Trey Lance, Deebo Samuel, and the San Francisco 49ers taking on Justin Fields, David Montgomery, and your Bears. Kickoff along the rainy lakefront. Check that out. Just 2 hours away here on Fox. Hi again, everyone, and I'm Lou Canellis. Welcome to our 29th season of Chicago Bears football here on Fox 32 Chicago. We're ready to get this season going. I hope you are as well. We'll do so with the help of our friends at Dunkin'. Chicago runs on Dunkin'. Let me bring in my partner who's already full of donuts and coffee here on set, the one and only former Bears quarterback Jim Miller. And Jimmy, welcome back. The good folks at Dunkin' brought in the donut, which is available every Sunday through October 30th. It's covered in blue and orange drizzle. It's delicious. And what did you do? You ate a bunch of them on me.
Well, of course, it's week one. You got to carbo load a little bit, Lou. I had 4. Lou, big man Canellis, he had 5. So Lou is ready to go today.
I need the energy. I need the sugar pickup to get us through the day of football. Go pick up a dozen for your pregame tailgate table today. All right, let's get back to football. Lots of changes this offseason. New GM, new head coach, new players, and a lot of young players. 15 rookies in all. On paper, this looks like a rebuilding year. Jimmy, let me bring it back real quickly. But games are not won on paper.
No, they're not. And it is. It's about the growth and development of young players for the Chicago Bears. If you look at their draft, there's 11 picks. I predict 9 out of 11 are going to get significant time. You already know Braxton Jones is going to be the starting left tackle. Gordon, Brisker. I mean, we can go on and on of the guys that are going to be thrown in there. So it's about the growth and development of players. Ryan Poles and head coach Matt Eberflus, they're not responsible for the sins of the past. All right, they have a vision of what they want this team to be. And so get those young players out there, get them the growth and development that they need, and that's how it's going to be all year long. Incremental growth all season.
All right, Jimmy, let's get started with our Save Big Money at Menards. First and 10, Matt Eberflus has been coaching in the NFL for 13 seasons. He spent the last 4 as defensive coordinator of the Colts. Now he gets his shot at the big time. Takes over a team that was 6-11 last season. A young quarterback trying to find his way in the NFL going into his second year. An offense with few weapons and a young defense trying to learn the ropes. But hey, don't kid yourself. Matt Eberflus is a guy living the dream right now.
It's always special when you do something for the first time. You know, you're calling a defense in the NFL for the first time, or back when I called it in college, way back when, or when you step into a new role as a head football coach. You know, it's part of the journey. You know, it's part of your story that you're writing. You know, that you're helping write with everybody else that's helping you, and you certainly reflect on that as you go. You know, you take time to do that. You don't try to rush through things, and you make sure you're thorough and doing a good job with where you are.
I really like this guy. I know it's just the preseason, but some good signs so far. Fewer penalties, mental mistakes at a minimum. Team is hustling all over the football field. Great discipline. We're hearing that everyone is buying in. Is Jim Miller buying in?
Yeah, I'm buying in. I think you saw that through the preseason. The discipline of this team, you mentioned the penalties. I think you saw a lot of hustle out there. And then finally, how guys are flying around. The HITS program he has established, players are following through on it. If not, they get loafs. They're kind of calling each other out because the coaches are calling them out, and they're pointing it out on tape. So as a former player, you know, on those Monday mornings when they're reviewing the tape, you don't want to be the guy that's singled out with that red pointer. You know, that pointer, and it's right on you, and the whole room, meaning the auditorium, sees you. You don't want to embarrass yourself like that. And I think he has really brought in that type of accountability where guys are flying around, knowing their assignments, and really the effort that's going to be involved. Otherwise, the standard that's been set, those players won't be here for long. This roster will churn all season long, and they're going to be accountable for it.
Far different from
Yes.
what we've seen in the last few years with this organization. All right, time now for our Fox feature. It's Brewed by Miller Lite. Let's welcome him in, our third member of the pregame show here on Fox, Cassie Carlson, who is live at Soldier Field. She's under the covering. Good to see that. Cassie, I know it's pouring out there. Give me an idea of the weather conditions right now.
Yeah, well, we got here about 7:30, and it's been raining ever since, and it's been getting heavier rain ever since as well. You can see behind me, they're still pulling off this tarp. They started about 20 minutes ago, and I felt the wind just pick up a little bit, too, which is what Matt Eberflus says actually changes the game plan more than anything. Also saw center Lucas Patrick. He was the first to check out the field. Nothing on his right hand, so we'll see where he starts if he goes at center. Last we heard, Justin Fields had not taken snaps from him at center so far this week. All right, let's talk about Darnell Mooney coming off that 1,000 yards receiving season, hoping to take a step further this year. He did a lot of work with Justin Fields this offseason in Atlanta, running routes and becoming good friends off the field. He also added some yoga and Pilates into his routine, but Darnell Mooney's also been a big reader, and he read a book this offseason called The 4 Agreements. He recommends everyone try it because he thinks your perspective will change after reading the first 5 pages. It basically helps you eliminate any self-doubt or limits you put on yourself so you can reach your full potential. And if that's the mindset Darnell Mooney has going into the season, we could all be in for a treat. This Fox feature is brewed by Miller Lite.
I felt like I had more that I left out there. So, I mean, it's just that was a minimum to me. I feel like I could have got way more. So this year, no personal goals. I just want to win, super win, and then everything else will like fall into place.
David Montgomery said Luke Getsy makes you want to run through a wall for him. Yeah, why is that?
For sure. I mean, it's just his approach. I can honestly say like we gotta love him as much as we can for the next 2 years because I don't think he'll be here too long.
It's no secret that a lot of people are counting this team out, and especially at the receiver position.
For sure.
You said on national TV that they can keep doing that. You welcome that.
For sure.
What do you think people are missing?
I mean, we don't have any names or anything, but you gotta think about the guys that didn't have that have names now. They didn't have big names before or whatever. They grew into that. So, I mean, we have a lot of elite players. We just, gonna make ourselves known this year.
One more thing about Justin, just as a leader, how can you speak to the way he's matured? I know we've heard a lot about in the huddle, getting the plays across. I mean, what's the biggest difference you've noticed?
Just that he knows this is his team. That he's not, he doesn't have anybody behind him helping him to give advice. He's just giving his own advice, and he's being himself, and he's able to, just be comfortable in his own body. He's taking advice, but he also has his own way of approach to do things. So, and everybody loves it.
And Darnell Mooney even admitted he wasn't 100% last season. He was dealing with a nagging groin injury, still reached that 1,000 yards receiving mark, hoping to build upon that again this season. I thought the interesting note on Luke Getsy was that he thinks he's only going to be here 2 years. They've already bought into his system in a very short amount of time, and he says it's because he's a very honest guy and instills a lot of confidence in his players, Lou.
All right, Cassie, stand by. Stay under that covering so you don't get wet until we come back to you later on in the show. All right, Jimmy, before we get into Darnell Mooney, let me ask you about the weather conditions. Which team does this favor?
I don't think it favors either team, and here's the reason why. Neither of those teams through training camp practiced in anything like they're going to be in today. So I'll get into later about the Bears staying in their lane offensively, but it's run, play, action. Both teams are similar in what they bring into this game, so I don't think it favors anyone.
All right, we know that Mooney should have a big year in this offense. Who else do you think is going to play well offensively?
I think as the season goes along, it's obviously Mooney. He's been the most productive guy. It's going to be Cole Kmet. He's coming off his best year of 60 receptions a season ago. And then the guy who needs to come on, I think he's doubtful today, is Velus Jones Jr. All right, this guy is a playmaker, special teams guru. We know about the return game. They're going to utilize him in different ways. Jet sweeps, play action pass, things, reverses, things, trick plays that he's going to be involved in. I think they should line him up at running back sometimes. To me, he's got a little Cordarrelle Patterson.
You want to turn him into Deebo Samuel?
Yeah, I agree.
I like the idea. All right, we need to take a timeout. Up next, it's time for our Hooters Hot Fantasy Players of the Week, and I think we're going to go with the quarterbacks on this week one, right? Why not? We'll also hear from QB, one of the Bears, Justin Fields. He's ready to have a big sophomore season. Cassie will have his story a bit later on in the show. Stay with us here on Fox.
Fox Kickoff Sunday is brought to you by Menards.
Discovering the perfect paint for your home has never been easier with Zinsser Smart Coat. Plan smart with interactive tools at smartcoat.com. Buy smart in-store or online for home delivery. And paint smart with this advanced paint and primer in one. Say hello to Zinsser Smart Coat, the next generation of intelligent paint. 11% off at Menards.
Hi, welcome to Hooters. My name is Riley, and I'll be taking care of you today.
When we shed artificial expectations and choose a simple path, we feel free. Siggy's Skyr, full of protein, less ingredients, less sugar. Less sets you free.
Your friends are still building sandcastles, but you've already booked a hot air balloon foliage tour. Bold move for some, another day in the fall for you. Fall hard with a $3 medium pumpkin cream cold brew. America runs on Dunkin'.
Sports Zone is brought to you by Dunkin'. Chicago runs on Dunkin'.
Everyone has a fantasy. It's time for the Hooters Hot Fantasy Players of the Week.
Thank you, ladies. We welcome our friends at Hooters back to the show. For San Francisco, let's go with quarterback Trey Lance. Last year, he threw only 71 passes for 603 yards. He threw for 5 touchdowns, 2 picks, also rushed for $168 and 1 touchdown. For the Bears, Justin Fields. Last year, hit on nearly 60% of his passes. That needs to be better, 1,800 yards. He threw 7 touchdowns, but 10 interceptions, also rushed for 420 yards and 2 scores. We expect much more from Justin Fields this season. All right, let's talk for a couple of minutes about the other sideline. This segment is driven by Kia. Let me bring back Jim Miller here. Their quarterback situation, buddy, very similar to the Bears. They're going with Trey Lance over Jimmy Garoppolo, who they decided to bring back in a backup role for $6.5 million guarantee. They have a monster wide receiver. We touched on him, Deebo Samuel. And maybe their biggest asset is their defensive end, Nick Bosa.
Yeah, he's incredible what he brings for the pass rush. First, on Trey Lance, there's a limited sample size. He's got 2 starts. All right, there are some things we don't even know if he can do. We have yet to even see him run a 2-minute drill. He never ran one in college at North Dakota State. Why? Because they were always winning, and he never had to run one. So that's going to be a critical part, how he reacts in close games, because he's going to have to manage games if they're tight with his arm. All right, Nick Bosa, they've got a great pass rush with Eric Armstead on the other side. D'Amico Ryans, their defensive coordinator, has vowed that they are going to be more aggressive defensively. Now, whether that means blitzes, that's what Justin Fields has to be prepared for, in my mind, in this game.
And they will line Bosa up on both sides, correct?
Yeah.
Not only over the rookie Braxton Jones.
Yeah, they'll flip him. And I think here's what the Bears need to do. 12 personnel. 1 running back, 2 tight ends. They need to do a lot of it to protect both their tackles, because Bosa's a different animal than most other pass rushers. He's not like long and lean where he has large or long levers. He's short and really powerful is what he is, and he's quick. All right, so he's got a lot of versatility and a lot of moves, but he's powerful and short, and that's tough on some offensive linemen because he has the leverage to get underneath him.
All right, Bosa had 15.5 sacks last season. Up next, we're going to head back out live to Soldier Field. Cassie Carlson talked with Bears quarterback Justin Fields. You will not want to miss this. I think everyone is looking for a huge season from the Bears QB1. And here's a live look at Soldier Field. They're trying to get the field ready, but folks, it has been raining, pouring. But Cassie assures me she's been covered so she's not wet for our next report. Stay with us here on Fox.
Fox Kickoff Sunday is brewed by Miller Lite.
Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
How does Popeye's chicken sandwich get so crunchy, juicy, and tasty? We make everything with love. Get it today and make your taste buds dance.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
This is supersonic Wi-Fi from Xfinity. It's fast.
So gaming with your niece has never felt more intense.
Incoming! Hey, what does this button do?
No, don't!
Welcome to the fastest internet on the largest gig speed network.
Are you crying, Uncle Ed?
No! A little.
Only from Xfinity. Unbeatable internet made to do anything, so you can do anything.
Monarch is our music dynasty, now and forever.
Everything we built is being blackmailed.
Do what has to be done.
I'll do anything to protect this family.
Monarch series premiere tonight on Fox.
My husband took my son. He could take him anywhere. I'm not going to let anything happen to him.
The Cleaning Lady season premiere, Monday, September 19th on Fox.
Find out where that road leads. Take on any challenge. When you have the #1 brand in dependability, you stop thinking about what you can't do and start doing what you never thought possible. Kia, movement that inspires.
Fox Kickoff Sunday is brought to you by your local Kia dealers.
If you're a fan of our Bears shows or the Sports Zone Sunday nights, I know you are, you need to follow us on Twitter. Check us out at Fox Kickoff. You can follow me. I'm at Luke Canellis, and Cassie is at Cassie Carlson TV. Jim, yes, he is social media friendly as well. I've seen him go after it with NFL fans. Jim Miller _NFL. Time now for our Fox feature, Brewed by Miller Lite. Let's head back to Soldier Field. Cassie Carlson standing by. And Cassie, a lot of pressure on Justin Fields to have a much better season this year. How is he handling the expectations?
Well, Justin Fields is a man of few words. All he had to say about his anticipation leading up to the season opener was 2 words: I'm excited. But that even-keeled attitude is what this team likes about him. It's the consistency he brings into the building every day in his approach and in his leadership. You know, he was pretty honest. About a week into training camp, he said this offense was not ready to play a game. But heading into week 1, he says he has a full grasp of it and is ready to show it off. For the first time in his NFL career, Justin Fields will wear a C patch on his chest, voted captain by his teammates.
Making sure our culture stays the way it is, leading the team in whichever way possible, on and off the field. So, yeah, I think, those are the main qualities, to be a leader. And, Coach says you got to lead yourself first.
Fields steps into leading a new offense under new OC Luke Getsy, who's worked with the likes of Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and was quick to establish a good rapport with his second-year quarterback.
He's been great with everything, just footwork and timing, just playing on time and just a little, details of playing quarterback, just different movements in the pocket, stuff like that. Like, he knows what drills to work, what I need to work on, and he's been great. So I love having him here.
I mean, this guy's self-motivated. He wants to be great and he wants to own everything that he's responsible for and everything he's part of. So being a self-starter is not, maybe not normal for the world, but this dude, he attacks every single day like, I got to do everything I possibly can to own what I'm about to do next.
It is Fields serving, pointing, tossing, end zone, Cole Kmet, touchdown.
Coaches have seen Fields improve week to week and are happy with where he's at week 1, already anticipating what he can do for the franchise, while Fields sees no ceiling for himself or this team.
I don't set goals, because I don't want to put a limit on myself. So I feel like if you set, I want this amount of passing yards, you could surpass that amount of passing yards or this and that. So, of course, my goal is just to win every game. I think that's the most simplest goal I have.
And a lot has been made up of this matchup because it was the 49ers who passed on Justin Fields in the draft. He said he doesn't pay attention to any of that. He doesn't care, and he is happy that he is in Chicago. But he also said he's good friends with Trey Lance. They became friends through the draft process a couple years ago. Darnell Mooney's the one who said the 49ers are about to find out what they missed in Justin Fields, Lou.
Still raining out there, still windy?
Still rainy, still windy. You can see puddles in the end zone, but the field right now looks like it's holding up. We'll see how it goes as time goes on.
All right, nice work, Cassie. Cassie Carlson joining us from Soldier Field. She'll be part of our post-game show on Channel 50 following the game as well. Before I get into Fields, tell me about a quarterback playing in conditions like today. You used to love it, right?
Yeah, I loved it because, to me, it slows down the pass rush. And it's something to monitor, and Cassie just brought it up, is the field. It's a brand new field. They just installed it, right? That Bermuda grass plays faster. Will it get slick? Will it get torn up? But to me, rainy days slows down the pass rush and just gives you a few more seconds to get the ball out.
We didn't see much of Fields in the first 2 preseason games. You and I and Adam Amin called the 3rd game in Cleveland when he threw the 3 touchdown passes. Where has the kid grown?
I think you can see it. One, him getting voted captain says it all. And you don't have to, I bring this up all the time about the quarterback position. It's a leadership position by default. All right, those guys are counting on you to have command and be in charge. But one, you also can earn that, you know, really the leadership vow by your teammates by one, how hard you work and how tough you are. Guy, you need a toughness both mentally and physically at that position. I think this kid possesses it all, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, he's got the trust of his players. Up next, we're going to have Jim's Any Given Hyundai keys to the game as we go to break. Live look at the new Bermuda sod being installed earlier this week at Soldier Field. First time they've used this type of grass on the lakefront. Jimmy just referenced it. Hopefully, it won't be part of the story today, right? Back right after this.
Fox Kickoff Sunday is brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers.
All right, slow down a little bit. Check your mirrors, all of them. I'm doing that. Remember that place? Spent our share of nights there, didn't we?
You know, there's something I want to ask you.
Absolutely.
How do I link my phone?
That's what you want to drive.
When it comes to fighting childhood cancer, we're thinking of every mile. It's your journey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 14th.
Your friends are still building sandcastles, but you've already booked a hot air balloon foliage tour. Bold move for some, another day in the fall for you. Fall hard with a $3 medium pumpkin cream cold brew. America runs on Dunkin'.
Sometimes life can get pretty busy in an active household. So that's why Menards makes things just a little bit easier for you. Start a door design and choose a style that's right for you and everything else you look for in a quality door. Mastercraft offers fast, free delivery on personalized doors to any Menards store. Use our door designer on Menards.com to get your door your way. Mastercraft doors, 11% off at Menards.
You're watching the home of the Bears.
Fox 32 Chicago.
Yeah!
Don't forget, every Sunday morning after this award-winning program, it's Bears Game Day Live. Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer standing by. We'll recap the day in sports with Anthony Herron Sunday night, 10 o'clock on the Sports Zone, followed by Bears Game Night Live with Jeff and Tom at 10:35. How about this? Doubleheader of action for you today here on Fox. Bears-Niners at noon, then an early NFC North battle. Packers and Vikings at 3:25. I can't wait to see who Aaron Rodgers is going to throw the football to, especially if Alan Lazard is not playing. Don't forget, when the Bears game ends, flip over to our sister station, Channel 50, folks. Bears postgame live. Cassie, Jim, and I will be joined by Anthony Herron. 90-minute recap of the game, all the postgame reaction. We are the only postgame show. Whoops. I got so excited here, I knocked down the Dunkin' glass. We're the only postgame show that will have Fields and Eberflus live. Again, Channel 50. First Miller Lite Brew and View. Today at Howard Street Inn, 6700 West Howard Street in Niles. Come on out, say hi. Former Bear Corey Wooten's going to be there, and my buddy Gabe Ramirez. They'll be starting out at noon, and there will be plenty of ice-cold Miller Lites on hand. Time now for Jim Miller to give us his Any Given Hyundai keys to the game. Take it away, partner.
Fumbaloo, Georgia, but Lou recovered it. Nice job, my friend. All right, here we go. Bears offensively, where's it been? All right, the 3rd preseason game. Bears fans been calling for that style of offense the whole time for Justin Fields. Stay in your lane. Run and play action pass. On a day like today, it's going to command it. All right, Defensively, the Bears, they need to find out where Deebo Samuel lines up. He'll be in the slot. He'll be outside. They'll line him up as running back, as Lou said. So identify where he lines up. It'll give you good clues of what's going to happen. Finally, confuse Trey Lance. Yes, you can do it with the pre-snap defense, how your alignment is, then the post-snap. Confuse him. Make him process information, then mix in some blitz. If he can't handle it, bring it more. Bring it as many times if he shows you he can't handle it. Going to be an interesting game.
Bears defense was really good on third down during the preseason. Matt Eberflus's defense in 4 years in Indy, really good on third down. What do they do well on third down?
I think it's disguising is what they do, and plus they play fast. All right, these guys are always in alignment, and they play fast. Bears have speedy linebackers with Nicholas Moreau, and obviously what Roquan Smith is going to do at the weak side backer. Looking 4-2-5 nickel licks, those guys are going to be important because they'll be the only two backers on the field.
You said stay in your lane. Can David Montgomery run the football against this Niners defense?
Yeah, I believe so. I think if everybody blocks correctly in a field that's going to have obviously some footing issues, it's going to allow him creases that he needs to do. We'll see what that outside zone run game can do. One, how it starts the first quarter and how it finishes in the fourth quarter, because that's when you get huge chunks of yardage. So it needs to be just a constant, in your face for the 49ers that they need to contend with all day long.
Bears win or lose?
I think it's going to be tough for them to win this game.
I've got the Bears winning 20-13, and I've got Cole Kmet getting in the end zone as well, something he did not do all of last season. That is it for now. Don't touch that dial. There's Justin Fields, Bears Game Day Live with Joniak and Thayer. Coming up next, keep it right here on Fox.
Monarch is our music dynasty, now and forever.
Everything we built is being blackmailed.
I need you to do what has to be done.
I'll do anything to protect this family.
Family above all else.
Monarch, series premiere tonight on Fox.
Dear road rivals, charging extra for safety is where we part ways. See, I ride with standard Toyota Safety Sense. On my road, no one pays extra for peace of mind. Yours, Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here. Because the best customer experience always leaves a great impression. GMC, awarded #1 in sales satisfaction by J.D. Power. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on these GMC models. We are professional grade GMC.
Save 11% on all your home improvement needs now at Menards. Keep your home's exterior beautifully protected with Cedar Creek vinyl siding. This low-maintenance siding